What's up, everybody? All right, so today's talk officially marks the beginning of the second month into the year. And for those of you that don't know, or for those of you that I didn't talk to about it or anything like that, so the first month out of this new year, out of 2020, so all of January, what I did was I did no smoking, right? I don't do tobacco, so no cigarettes. Obviously, that part was easy. I didn't do any weeds, CBD, THC, like no consumption of anything having to do with weed. All right, so no loopholes with that. You know, there's no edibles, there was no smoking, there was no like rubbing, lotion, there was nothing involving anything from weed. The next one that I want to talk about was something that was actually very difficult for me. And I feel like a lot of people are semi-uncomfortable to talk about it, but at the same time, there's a lot of people that really struggle with this. And it's a serious topic, but nobody really talks about it unless you have like super close friends that you're that open with. But so like I said, the first thing I did was no weed for the month. That was easy for me because weed, like I smoke time to time at night. So I didn't really have an urge or a craving of like, oh man, I really want to be high right now and eat this food. You know, I was just kind of like, all right, cool, no smoking. I can do that for sure. The second one was difficult for me. And now this is me being very open. And I just want to let everybody know that's watching this right now, the reason why I'm able to feel so comfortable being open about this is because the people that understand the power in this have respect. The people that might make fun of me for it don't understand the power in this, okay? They don't understand just how subconsciously we are affected by this. So that's why I'm okay sharing it, because it's like one half of people probably going to make fun of me for it. I don't care about what they think because they just don't know how powerful this stuff is, you know? And then the second group of people have a lot of respect for it because they themselves practice it, right? And it's kind of one of those things like you don't understand the struggle and you don't understand the power of it until you do your own research or until you really try it, you know? So that being said, the second thing that I did, which I struggled with a lot, okay, was no release. Now, when I say no release, no sexual energy, all right? There was no watching porn, no masturbating, no sex, nothing to do with any of that, okay? Now, me as a young male, I just want to let y'all know, my testosterone gets the best of me sometimes. Like, I know it gets the best of a lot of people that are watching this, and that's okay. We're human beings, you know? Especially we live in a sex-crazed society, and I believe that is why some people actually made fun of me for it. When I told them, hey, yeah, this month I'm doing no release. Some people were like, what the heck is that? I said no sex, no masturbation, no porn, da-da-da. They looked at me and they're like, good luck with that. You know, so it kind of says something about, you know, the world we live in today. But in any case, though, I want to tell you about my journey when it came to this. So the month is over, okay? That being said, yes, I've released. And it felt completely different just because of the whole entire month. I've been trying to be aware of, okay, how much energy do I actually put into sexual activity? How much energy does sexual activity actually take from me? Can I harness the sexual energy and mutate that into something else? You know, can I put that energy into my work? Can I put that energy into my business? Can I put that focus into something else? You know, and throughout the entire month, it was a struggle. It was a struggle. You can ask some of my closest friends. There were days I had to come out of my room and I had to be just so straight up. I was like, guys, look, I'm really struggling with this right now. Like, let's do something. Because I only got one thing on my mind right now. And I'm trying not to do that because I gave myself a month. But in any case, though, you know, when I first started off, it was very interesting just because it made me aware of how often I thought about it and where my mind was going. You know, I read a book and it was talking about, and this more portrays to the male aspect, but if you're a female, let me know if this still goes with it. So as a male, you know, when we see a woman that we find attractive, which, I mean, for the most part, you know, we don't always have to find them attractive. It's more so just the feminine energy as a whole. Us as males are attracted to that. So that was one thing. But something that I noticed that the book talked about, it said when a male sees a woman that they are sexually attracted to, we get caught up in one of our heads, right? We either get caught up in our head up here, or we get caught up down there, right? Obviously, we become erected or something like that, or we're just in our thoughts. We're thinking like, oh, I'm not gonna say my thought process out loud because that would really expose me. I'm not gonna do that. But in any case, though, we get caught up in all of our energy, either in our brain or down south, right? And it was talking about, rather than doing that, right? Rather than just being up in your head or being, down there trying to think about how to get to bed, it was talking about breathing slowly and allowing your whole body to absorb that energy, allowing that sexual craving, that sexual energy to almost like replenish your entire body. Like a good rest, or like when you meditate, something like that. Like allow that energy to flow throughout your entire body, as opposed to your sexual parts or your brain, right? So that's been a journey in itself. But throughout the course of the month, I've realized something that I find a lot of people need to hear. For one, how much time we actually spend thinking about sex. And then two, by me making the conscious decision of, okay, I will not have sex for this month. I will not think sexually for this month. I will not da-da-da-da. I've actually been able to really communicate with women. Because as a male, I'm not going to lie. As a male, when I'm talking to a female, I'm normally, looking her in the eyes or something, but at the same time, I have a craving, I have an urge to look down. I have an urge to check her out, things like that. But because I did this thing for the entire month, I've realized that my natural instinct is to check out a female body, right? And because I did this whole month project, I realized that towards the end of the month, that was not where my eyes went. When I first started, obviously, I was so sexually craved and things like that whenever I looked at a woman, I would immediately check her out. Towards the end of the month, it got to the point where I looked at someone for who they were. I actually looked at I didn't go top to bottom exactly, but I started at the top. And I was more so wondering about their mindset first, as opposed to their physical appearance. Now, obviously, physical appearance has a lot to do with their mindset, yes. But, I mean, like, in depth, okay, how is their energy? What is their thought process? Like, what is their perspective of the world? That is something I started focusing more on, as opposed to, the sexual thoughts. So I feel like that's something a lot of people need to hear. I would highly suggest doing it. I know a lot of people might be listening to this right now going like, Lewis, you are crazy, da-da-da-da-da. I love sex. I would never replace it for anything, whatever. I really don't care. But here's the thing. Everybody that we look up to in this world, everybody that has done amazing things on this planet, have been able to transfer their sexual energy into their work. All right, it's called sexual transmutation. Napoleon Hill thinks about it in his book Think and Grow Rich, right? Because here's the thing. Obviously, us as human beings, we're very sexual. But if you allow that thought process or that energy to overtake you, that means you are actually not in control of yourself. You are letting your emotions get the best of you, right? And emotions change day in and day out, right? You can be happy one second and then something the next, or talking about this topic, you can be horny one second and then not horny the next. For some of us just kind of stay on this this side of the spectrum, which is okay, totally cool. But yeah, that's something I really wanted to talk about today, simply because it's very powerful and it's very eye-opening. Was it a struggle? Abso-freaking-lutely. I will fully admit that as a young male in this society, and obviously in my society I created in my head, it was very difficult. There were times I wanted to crack. But because I actually made the conscious decision of, no, I will not do this, and because I had friends to hold me accountable, okay? Because I had friends to hold me accountable, I made it through the month. And now it's been so different. It's just been so different. Like, really researching sex, really studying in depth. Like, you have to understand, when you have sex with someone, you're transferring part of their history and part of their energy into you. So no matter how sexy you think someone is, no matter how attractive you think someone is, I want you to really think like, okay, yes, there's going to be the sexual pleasure, there's going to be that desire, it's going to feel good, whatever it is, but is that worth the energy? Is that worth the history? And you have to think about it too. If it's transferring energy from one person to another, you have to think, whose energy has been transferred to that one person, right? You are no longer connecting to the energy of one person. You're connecting to the energy of every person that they've connected with. So really think about that. Like, okay, look, if you're going to sleep with someone, really get to know them and really get to understand their level of energy. And obviously, if you're that open, understand whose energy they've opened up to as well, because that can really affect you. That being said, I actually want to open up. There was this one time I did connect with this woman. We slept together, and I have to say it was crazy because as I was talking to her, I was getting kind of a sense of I don't want to say it was like sadness, but there was something that was just not happy about her, right? And I noticed after we slept together for the next 3 days, I kind of had that same feeling that she was talking about. That's just me, though. That's just me. But that's the video for today. That's really what I want to talk about. It's definitely something that needs to be talked about more, I think. If you don't think so, I would have to say you need to grow as an adult and mature. Or you just need to get some goals, because you really, you really got to be on top of your energy. You really got to be on top of your focus in this world, because damn, there are a lot of distractions. There are a lot of distractions. But yeah, love y'all. Appreciate you for watching this video. Go ahead and personally message me, something that you've learned through this video, or if you feel free to, drop a comment. Go ahead and keep producing content like this. Stay tuned.